Hello, yes, we're live. Hi, everybody. All of you guys watching us from around the world. Welcome to our webinar. I hope all of you are doing amazing and all of us are feeling great too here. And firstly, I'm Alia Farouk, the host for today's webinar on global leadership and business certification, Cambridge 2025, and we are going to discuss some of the very important technical details about this upcoming event. I, along with my three amazing guests, whom I'm going to introduce in a second, are going to be discussing it all. So, firstly, if I start with a little description of what the event is about and what is the need for this event, I would say that in today's world where everything is so complex, the ideas and the actions, everything requires, not just leadership skills, but strategic decision making skills or tolerance, team working, capabilities. This is exactly where the global leadership and business certification is designed to come in. It is meticulously designed to help the participants, not just young leaders, not just professionals or entrepreneurs, but people who are genuinely interested in enhancing their leadership, their confidence, utilizing their potential, challenging themselves, and coming out of their comfort zones. This event is for them. And it is made to bring them together on one global platform under the guidance of experts where they can learn about all these qualities which are going to help them in the long run, not just in their professional but their personal lives as well. So this was a little bit like description about the event. Now I am coming towards the skills, like the comprehensive curriculum which is going to be covered in the global leadership and business management, business certification, Cambridge. It is going to teach you about leadership, strategic decision making, like I just said, along with how to operate your businesses, how to lead your business or financial ventures, along with financial management and marketing strategies, the use of technology and the ethical use of technology at that, and entrepreneurial growth, and will help you connect with not just industrial experts and leaders, but will also help you connect with people who come from across the globe, from different cultures and from different identities. So it will help you not just have a broader perspective on life, but it will help you know more on how you can lead your personal and professional projects. So that being said, if you are a rising entrepreneur, you are a business professional, or you are an ambitious leader who wants to just excel in whatever he or she is doing, this event is exactly for you. Now we are going to come towards our amazing guests. Firstly, I will start with Mr. Bonde, who is from Cameroon and has attended the Professional Leadership Certification, Oxford 2025 as well. So, Mr. Bonde, just introduce yourself briefly and tell me, what do you think about Global Business Symposium?
All right. Hey, nice to meet you guys, and it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Mbonde Theophile. I'm from Cameroon. The truth is, it's amazing to be here, and I feel excited about it. Now, what I would like to point out, and I would like to say, is that as a Cameroonian, as somebody who has leadership capacity and who is trying to build something for my country and the world at large, I'm a social entrepreneur, a leadership coach, and a humanitarian. And in that capacity, I find myself implicated in so many actions around my country and also my neighboring countries. That being said, one of the instruments or tools that is needed to do all what I do is attached to things like this, like where we're finding ourselves right now. And the business symposium is something that would kind of like galvanize you, build something in you that strength capacity building, new skills, put you in contact with people who share a common idea with you. And with all of this, it permits you to infiltrate your own sphere of influence and your own activities in a more feasible way and with a more global perspective. To me, is to build that globalness that is very necessary in our world today. Thank you.
That was an amazing answer and really, really thorough. and I really appreciated the global aspect that you just discussed. I think it is extremely important because I believe in today's world, every single problem that we are facing, it is a collective problem and it needs to be solved in a collective manner. It is not about your individual issue, in today's world. So that is very relevant. Now I am going to move towards Mr. Ahmed, who is from Egypt, and Mr. Ahmed has also attended the Youth Leadership and Business Forum in Turkey, organized by Global Peace Team. So, Mr. Ahmed, just introduce yourself briefly and tell us about your experience and about Global Business Symposium.
First, I want to thank you, Alia, and for this opportunity, and I want to thank your guest, Mr. Mobonde and Miss Weta. Thank you so much for being with you in this webinar. Mahmoud Shalabi from Egypt, Morkin Logistics. I'm also volunteer in the UAE Food Bank and UAE volunteer charity organizations. I attended the Global Peace Chain before and the Global Business Symposium. Um, I'm working in logistics and supply chain management. And I attended the last Global Business Symposium in Turkey, who's helped me a lot in my career to learn more, to gain more informations, gain more knowledge about the business, about how to start up, about so many chances. And I was one of the who's nominated to get the twin actually, but I'm happy for who won. But thank you so much for this opportunity.
Amazing. That was really relevant and was that was really on point. Now, last but not the least, we have our amazing guest, Miss Sweta, and she is from Mauritius. I'll ask you the same question. To introduce yourself in the best way you can and tell us about Global Business Symposium.
Yes, so hi guys, I'm Shweta from Mauritius, and currently I'm working as a customs officer. And professionally, we are called upon to lead and to manage a team. So that's why I was part of the professional leadership certification in Output because it was something that was going to quench my thirst for knowledge. And also, I got the chance to meet great speakers. And I can relate to the Global Business Symposium because it has the same purpose, that is to empower the youth to lead through innovation and action, and also empowering young entrepreneurs so that they can be more strategically focused and like take the do great decision making. And also, I think that as young people, we are called upon to lead with a purpose. And also, like I said, within my organization, we also have the human touch that need to be preserved with our customer. So while being in the professional leadership certification, I got the chance to connect with great people. And also, like my friend just mentioned, we got the chance to build our listening capacity. Like we were trained to listen carefully before speaking. And I think that it is one of the traits that all leaders should possess. Like we should lead with a purpose, but also understand our team members. So thank you.
Yeah. That was actually amazing the way you said, you focused on listening, and Mr. Bondi was also talking about it behind the scenes, that listening is indeed one of the most important traits. It kind of helps you absorb more like different forms of knowledge and different perspectives, which maybe your mind is not able to kind of produce on its own. So that is really important. So now, after the introduction, all three of you are amazing individuals. We are going to discuss some of the technical details about the upcoming Global Leadership and Business Certification, Cambridge. And I'm going to ask Mr. Bondi, I'm going to start with him, and I'll ask you about what kind of categories do we have for Global Leadership and Business Certification, and how many seats are there for people?
Yeah. Now, as always, these conferences bring a lot of people and with different ambitions, with different purposes, and everybody is striving to be part of it. We do understand that, but usually the seats are very limited because they want to have the best people who really need it the most. So first, there's 20 seats. These 20 seats are for those who are fully funded, which means all the expenditures will be covered by by the organizers. Then you have 45 seats, which is for the partially funded. And among the 45 seats, you have 5 seats that are purposely for social media campaigners, those who spend their time on social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, even on WhatsApp status, trying to, encourage, advertise this program so we can have more people involved into it and change more lives. Then there is the final category, which is 80, which is the self-funded category. Now, this is a category that involves those who want to take their own personal initiatives to be there because they don't fall within the two previous categories that I have mentioned. Then I also have to also say that the placements into these different categories are based on merit. And so the Global Business Symposium has a selection committee, and this committee sits and examines certain criteria like the applications, the leadership, the experience, and the overall input that you have to decide if you fall in the first category, which is fully funded, or in the second category, which is partially funded, or in the third category, which is self-funded category. So those are the different categories, and the numbers, that's the numbers. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Yes, that is very on point. Now, coming towards Mr. Ahmed. Mr. Ahmed, I would like to ask you about the application fee. Is there any application fee, and what is that fee?
Yes, there are 30 Egyptian, sorry, uh, Britain
Pounds.
pounds. Yes, because I have Egyptian pounds. Sorry, and it's
Yeah.
non-refundable. The application processing fee applies that all categories should be applying and pay all fees, and it's non-refundable. And
Yeah.
this only.
Yeah. So if I add into that, majorly the application fee is kind of to, garner to invite people who are genuinely serious about this program, so it kind of like helps the organization or the company do that. So this is why the application fee has been placed along with that to give you guys the best experience ever. So that kind of like helps too. Now moving towards Miss Sweta, what are the perks? Like we talked about fully, partially, and self-funded. What are the perks of fully, partially, and self-funded seats?
The fully funded delegate will get several benefits. So firstly, it will be the airfare will be covered. It is usually reimbursed post the event. Accommodation, the meals, the access to the workshop, and they also get the merchandise and the networking events. And for the partially funded, you'll get access to the event, the workshop, the merchandising, the accommodation, the meals, and also the certificate. And then for the self-funded, it carries equal privileges. And it includes the certification, the meals, the access to the workshop, the cultural evening, and the certification.
Yes, that is very, very true. So if now I will move towards Mr. Bonde and I will ask him about, we talked about the fully, partially, and self. What if a participant or an applicant is not selected in the fully or partially category and is added into the self funded category? So, what is that category and what does it mean to be a self funded delegate?
To be a self-funded delegate, first I would say it doesn't mean that you were not qualified to fall within the first categories. It's just that the entrance is too competitive, and sometimes the organizers and the committee in charge of selections are really challenged to see who they can put in and who they can put in. So when you're selected in the self-funded category, it simply means that you also qualify, but not everybody can fall within the first two. So what I will also mention is that this package means that you will have to cover your expenditure by yourself. That's simply what it means. You self fund yourself. So you provide a certain amount of finances to the organization who spend a lot to make this possible, and they provide you with all the advantages that somebody who has won the scholarship also has. So you have the same advantages like a fully funded person, but the difference is that you have a fee that you have to pay for that. And also, to be self funded, you also have to register. And in the process of registration, there is an application fee that you pay for registration that is non refundable. That is a little token of amount. I think it should be £30. But then after all of that, you also required to make sure that you pay the participation fee, but then benefit as a fully funded participant or delegate.
Yeah, that is very true and very well explained. So, Mr. Ahmed, if I ask you about the selection criteria, a lot of people, and when I say a lot, like a lot of them have been, interested in knowing what is the selection criteria, like on what basis, does the selection board shortlist the candidates? So, the floor is all yours, and you can answer.
As a part of the selection board team of more than 5 projects before, I want to share my experience as one of the selection board team. We calculate of the points on by 30 points on biography, and the 40 points on vision and clarity, and the 20 points on and 10 points on overall presentation. This is how we calculate the points to do the selection on the fully funded or others.
All right, if I add into this a little bit more, 30 points for biography basically means that the question is asking you to, explain your educational achievements and your social achievements, something you have been working on, any unique aspect about your personality really helps as well. Your personal story and its relation with the program, which is the most important thing, your achievements and its relation with the program. So that is your biography. And then your statement of purpose majorly covers why do you want to be a part of this program. And for that, I would suggest to do thorough research of what the program is about, the like the speakers, the kind of speakers, the kind of topics which are already mentioned on the website. So you need to mention that, and you need to relate that with, your personal story. Why do you want to learn about this, or to be in the presence of a global audience and global participants? So that story needs to be yours. And then we have vision and clarity. Of course, everything needs to be very specific. You can't just generalize that, for example, oh, in the future I would like to conduct seminars on what, why, what is the reason, what is the impact you are looking forward to making. So all of these things are very important. And overall presentation, like your grammar, your spelling, and your overall structure is really, really important, which is something the company does not compromise on. So yeah, I'll move on to Miss Sweta. What benefits do individuals gain, from the global leadership and business certification?
Yes, so delegates will get the chance to learn from industry experts. So as a result, they will unleash their leadership skills and strategic thinking. And I also think that they will have access to career advancement and global networking. And I also believe the delegates will get practical business management skills, which will help them in case they want to go into the entrepreneurial. Also, they will have an entrepreneurial mindset, which will help them to make better decisions. And they'll also learn about several marketing strategies, amongst others.
That's very right. Now coming towards Mr. Bonde, what is the eligibility criteria? What kind of people or individuals can take part in this certification?
All right, for the certification, this is open to every individual, and you just have to be 16 years and above, which means that if you're above 16 years, from 16 years and above, you're qualified to participate in this program. So that's for the age. Now, on professionally, who can apply? We encourage students, professionals in different fields, and entrepreneurs. And when we talk about professionals, we're not limiting it to basically entrepreneurs or people involved in business. Anybody in leadership, anybody with ambition is invited to attend. Now, we also have those who are involved in civil society activities like social development workers and corporate employees. So those who are in different international organizations, those who are in different international business structures, and those who are also found in the public service in different countries, they're encouraged to be part of this. And also, we also encourage professionals who want to find themselves in a global exposed environment, who want to have a global touch in their professional life. This is the best place to be because there you meet people with a similar perspective as you. And so you kind of like understand the global perspective in business and also in your profession. And finally, there is basically no language requirement. When I say language requirement, in some conferences, it's required to have the IELTS or the TOEFL required certificates to prove your English proficiency. But this conference does not require that, but at least they need a basic understanding of English. I think that's enough because you'll meet people from different countries and it'll be easy for you to comprehend. So those are the requirements to be part of this.
Yeah, adding to the last point, I would really like to emphasize that English, your application needs to be in English. We receive a lot of applications whenever the applications are opened in native languages, which makes it really hard for the selection board to translate everything and then understand the context of it, which is nearly like very very difficult, I would say. So this is why the applications which are in native or local languages, they are normally not really considered because of course because of the language issue. So it is highly encouraged that you attempt your application totally in English. So moving on to Mr. Ahmed, what happens if an applicant is selected on a fully funded basis?
The airfare reimbursement is provided post-event upon on submission of an experience like his experience on the video. He record a video and share his experience was all happen in the event. And the participation is a community based on activity. Like if his community sharing activities about what he gained from the event, and they show that in real in his community how this event helped him to grow his community.
Awesome, awesome. Now moving towards Miss Sweta, when will the selected applicants, receive their invitation letters for this certification?
Fully and partially funded delegates get their letters after the selection results are announced, whereas the self-funded delegates, the letters are issued after purchasing the delegate package.
Okay, awesome. And Mr. Bonde, if I ask you about, what if a person is not selected as a fully funded or a partially funded delegate?
Yeah, if you're not selected in the two categories of fully funded or partially funded delegate, you have the last option to be self-funded. And when you're self-funded, it will require some financial implications. And these implications are divided into two. So you can pay the cost fee, which is without accommodation, which is £599. That's if you yourself you take off your accommodation, your hotel. Now you can as well pay £1,199 with accommodation, which means the organizers will provide you all the benefits as a fully funded benefit. But then they also give you accommodation and every other thing. So there are two kinds: one accommodation and non-accommodation. The accommodation is £1,199, and that without accommodation, but with all the other benefits, is £599.
Okay, that was really, really precise. Mr. Ahmed, will GBS provide, visa support, and what kind of support will GBS provide?
No, Global Business Ambassador does not provide visa support. how you get your all application, but no one can provide you visa actually.
Okay, yeah, to add into that, I would like to briefly tell the audience that the visa matters is a really, I would say, complex and really personal matter. So Global Business Symposium cannot really, as a company, guarantee you visa, but it tries its best to provide you with invitation letters, to provide you, with, because the invitation letter in itself is a legitimate token which you can attach with your documentation, which kind of justifies your visit to a certain country. Because of course it is legit, and it is a very detailed stuff. It mentions everything. So that, I think, is a very major support GBS basically provides. But other than that, nobody can guarantee you a visa. It depends on major and minor factors, like political, economic, and personal, financial. So it is out of the company's hands. Now, I think we have had a very detailed question and answer session. If we have any questions in the comments, I'll let you guys address it. As of right now, I don't see any questions. So I would like to ask, any of you guys can answer this. Any tips you guys have to secure a fully funded, you know, place in the upcoming certification?
I
Maybe I'll. All right, maybe I would just like to mention, like when you were talking about the different criteria on how the evaluation is made, and so most often people do not understand that they have the responsibility to feed the organizers with the information that is required. So, number one, your information has to be very explicit. It has to be clear. It has to be straight at the point. And also, it has to also, uh, you have to make sure that your grammar is good. It can be understood, but don't be too big in your grammar. Let it be common understanding English language. That's one very important criteria that I would like to tell those who want to subscribe to make sure they put that into consideration.
Yes,
Awesome.
just to add up,
Yeah.
just to add up what our friend just mentioned, I also think that the aspirants need to track the eligibility criteria, like they have to apply before the closing date. They need to stay organized, and also they have to show their passion in their personal statement to show why they are the best fit for this program.
Awesome. Both of these tips actually are really, really useful and will help our participants, applicants, craft better applications, hopefully. Now, that was an amazing, webinar, an amazing question and answer, conversational, like online webinar. So I would like to thank my panelists, Mr. Bonde and Ms. Sweta and Mr. Ahmed as well, for their insights and whatever they added into this, webinar and conversation. So all of the participants, all of the potential applicants who are watching us and really would like to ask some important questions which they might have, they can contact us through email and WhatsApp. Our email is info@globalbusinesssymposium.com. Very simple email, and our WhatsApp number is actually mentioned 1929-583-1675. I thought of reciting it for you guys. So thank you so much for joining us. It was amazing. And the deadline is April 22nd, 2025. So better apply, you know, ahead of time, so you will have more time to kind of think and plan your application instead of just rushing it at the last minute. So that was amazing talking to you guys as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Wani. Thank you so much, Ms. Sweta, for having uh, me as well, for like bringing in such valuable insights and informing me on whatever you guys had in mind. So thank you so much, and all of you watching, see you in Cambridge, United Kingdom.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice
Thank
day
you so
and
much.
have a great time.
Right. Okay.
Thank you.